What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Thursday, March 21st. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay, let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks playing the Sacramento Kings, who have the 7th worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Luka Doncic has scored 39 and 65 fantasy points in the last 2 games, averaging 42 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 32 minutes per game with a 30% usage rate. Luka Doncic is $8,900 DraftKings salary. He's $1,100 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 43.4 fantasy points here tonight, he's going to need about 44 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. There's an implied total of 229 points in this game, so that's a high-scoring game, it's a fast-paced game, and a fantastic matchup. Luka only played 28 minutes last night, so he's fresh, he's good to go. Luka burnt a lot of people yesterday, so his ownership may be down because of that. I think he crushes this $8,900 price tag with a 50-plus point game. I love Luka Doncic here versus the Sacramento Kings. Remember, we added projected ownership, and that will be updating throughout the day as injury news changes. We also added the fantasy points per minute stat here for each player. And we also added a stat that's new to the industry. We call it the hit percentage, and it's the percent chance this player has to hit value at his current DFS salary. And you can access all these new stats even on mobile devices by tapping the dash rank icon. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. I like Andrew Wiggins from the Minnesota Timberwolves playing the Charlotte Hornets, who have the 9th worst defense overall, and they're middle of the pack defending opposing shooting guards. Andrew Wiggins has scored 41, 26, and 20 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 30.4 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 35 minutes per game with a 24% usage rate. Andrew Wiggins is $5,800 DraftKings salary. He's $800 more on FanDuel, projected at 28.7 fantasy points here tonight. That's just about 5 times value. I believe Jeff Teague and Derrick Rose have been ruled out for this game, so there's going to be plenty of minutes and plenty of usage to go around. Andrew Wiggins hits 5 times value 60% of the time at this price, so I like his chances in a nice matchup with a couple of players out. I love Andrew Wiggins here versus the Charlotte Hornets. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. Eligible at small forward here on DraftKings is Josh Okogie from the Minnesota Timberwolves playing the Charlotte Hornets, who have the 9th worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. Josh Okogie has scored 33 and 34 fantasy points in his last 2 games, averaging 16 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 23 minutes per game with a 16% usage rate. Josh Okogie is $3,900 DraftKings salary. He's $400 more on FanDuel, projected at 21.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. Josh Okogie has been getting over 30 minutes the last 2 games, scoring about 1 fantasy point per minute. That's up from his season average, so let's see if this trend continues. His price is cheap enough, especially on DraftKings. If you don't feel comfortable with Okogie, go ahead and play Wiggins. I think you can play them both in this game. You could be looking at 70 fantasy points for under $10K for the 2 of them. It's a great matchup. I love Josh Okogie here versus the Charlotte Hornets. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. I like Paul Millsap from the Denver Nuggets playing the Washington Wizards, who have the 4th worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. Paul Millsap has scored 35, 39, and 50 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 29.3 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 27 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. Paul Millsap is $6,700 DraftKings salary. He's $800 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 31.5 fantasy points here tonight. He's going to need about 33 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. There's an implied total of 228.5 points in this game. This is a fast-paced game, a fantastic matchup. I love Paul Millsap here versus the Washington Wizards. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Andre Drummond from the Detroit Pistons playing the Phoenix Suns, who have the 3rd worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing centers. Andre Drummond has scored 62, 43, and 53 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 45.4 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 33 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate. Andre Drummond is only $8,700 DraftKings salary. He's $2,200 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 42.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's just about 5 times value. There's an implied total of 218.5 points in this game. This is a fantastic matchup. Andre Drummond could go for a 20-20 game here. I love Andre Drummond here versus the Phoenix Suns. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.